Hello everyone, watch this review here with a look at the RHINO. Oh wait, wrong RHINO. I'm actually talking about this one. The Target exclusive G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra Rapid Hella Integrated, that's a funny word, neutralizing offense vehicle. Which is probably the most silly acronym that I've ever heard, or, well, silliest thing that gets you to an acronym. But yeah, I picked this up a while ago from Target. It was actually not even their system at the time I bought it, so they gave it to me for $12.50. I was really hoping to pick it up for $10, but, you know, I was there. Might as well pick it up. Now, typically I don't really buy, like, vehicles and stuff, because that's more in the playing category. But I figured, you know, for some displays I would like vehicles, and there are a few vehicles that I feel really do work, and I thought this one would be a sort of interesting one. So yeah, I'm about done rambling there. This comes with one figure. The heck was his name? Here we go. Rampage, which of course is a good choice of a name for somebody who's piloting a RHINO. So yeah, a little bit of a read up if you care. I don't. So let's get this open. Okay, so now the RHINO's out of package. There was some assembly required, mostly putting on the weapons and getting the helicopter in place, and it's a little bit confusing because I'd mixed up the packs, but my fault, not theirs probably. But what should we talk about first, the figure or the vehicle? What's that you say? The figure? Well, I agree. Nah, I'm just messing with you. I'll review the figure in another video. However, I'm going to take one moment to talk about something that came with it. Because, you see, it came with this one little paper briefcase thing that looked kind of tacky with the Mars insignia on it. Presumably for the vials of that stuff, and I was thinking, what could be in here? Is it his weapons? Maybe it's some special item. So, after I take off all the rubber bands, there are like 4 invisible plastic rubber bands. I open it to find, oh look, another box. Move that, and yeah, they put this stupid cardboard box in here, and all it's in there is this, oh, go visit target.com/GI Joe to start your chase for the case. I don't even know what the heck that means, or if it's just part of, like, they're after the cases in the movie. I don't know. But I mean, it's just completely worthless, and you wouldn't even be able to display this with any of the figures just because it looks so stupidly cardboard. So yeah, he does come with weapons though. They were in a separate baggie. I'll talk about them when I talk about the figure, although I will mention that there's something a little bit interesting about these. Now, as for the... I don't know if I want to just sit him inside the ship. You know what? Let me just pop him in there. He's part of the display. So yeah, now for so many reasons, this just doesn't strike me as being a very practical weapon or vehicle. I mean, a helicopter will pop out of it, but I don't know why they'd send something with a helicopter. It's got a ton of weapons. I don't know. But I mean, the cool thing is, it does serve as 2 separate things. The helicopter will come out. When the helicopter's out, it does look like a normal vehicle. So, I mean, you're getting 2 vehicles for the price of 1. Can't go wrong there. Here it is. It's listed as an adapter, and it fits underneath the nose of the helicopter. Not sure what it actually does, but it does look like it's got a firing motion. I think it gives it 2 extra slots just for the more weapons, like on the side here. Which I neglected to mention, you could also attach weapons to, but I mean, this won't really fit on it. I mean, this will fit on the front here. I guess this other side missile could fit on the front here as the turret, but I mean, you can't side shoot, so kind of pointless. The back rotor is just fused in place. It doesn't actually move. Okay amount of detail. I mean, both these things really have a good amount of detail. There's just no real paint, and I mean, it's just really visible plastic. I mean, they didn't even give it a metallic sheen or anything. And there's a little bit of glitter application here, but it doesn't look like a real vehicle, especially because it's painted blue, and I imagine most military vehicles are painted green, but I could be wrong. I don't really know military vehicles all that well. But here's another look at the helicopter. Pretty decent. I don't know if I can actually leave this on. I may need to take the attachment off when I put it into the vehicle again. What's interesting that they give you the option of... Oh, wait. Look, you can also attach it down here, too. That's kind of cool. And these wheels, again, don't actually do anything. A little bit chintzy, but whatever. So, yeah. Now, as mentioned, the vehicle does get along fine without it. You just push... Where is it? Hold on, I forgot what I actually have to do here. Alright, once again, sorry. There is a button in the back of the unit here to press to... Alright, that startled me a little bit. But yeah, without the helicopter in, you can see where the helicopter does actually go in, but it does kind of look like a standalone unit, and this thing here means you can actually put the little turret or whatever in the center. There we go. Which would be a natural looking place for the weapon. Alright. Mentioned that this also can be used to pop open a door, but I don't see it doing anything. Whatever. But here's a closer look at the actual vehicle. Again, you know, there's an okay amount of detail. The bottom just is really lackluster, just totally cheap. They didn't even make an attempt to really give it a mechanical look, but you know, definitely a pretty cool item. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the greatest thing out there, but you know, it does happen to do a lot of things and does them fairly well. I mean, it's definitely a good-looking unit. I'm not sure how I'll display it, whether or not I'll actually use it for G.I. Joes, Cobras, or any evil insurgent force while I'm setting up displays, but, you know. The one interesting thing is the insides of these wheels look like they have a glossier finish than the rest of the unit. And, like, you have one color for the doors, then one color for the rest of the vehicle. Kind of weird, but to put this back in, just pop the rotors back together, snap this down. I'm going to try leaving that in and see what happens. Pop these things in, and you press down. No, you do need to take it off, it looks like. Maybe you don't. Well, looks like it might have been able to do it with or without. But yeah, that's the vehicle. The RHINO. I think it only really shines with the helicopter in because it looks like a cooler position, but you know, I guess a lot of other vehicles do just have the cockpits in the front and nothing in the center. Now there's also a whole bunch of decals, but I don't like using stickers. They just peel off and stuff, and it looks like a mess, plus then you have the adhesive residue. And here's a look at the instructions in case you really care. It just tells you where you're supposed to put the stickers. Explains the stuff that I should have known from the beginning and shows all the attach points and stuff. But yeah, this has been the G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra RHINO tank thingy. Until next time. Since I don't usually review vehicles, it's actually a little hard to know where to start, but let me start with all the stuff it can do. First off, all the weapon accessories are completely interchangeable, except for I think the front gun on the pilot portion there. So you can pull out, we'll pull out this one, This one could fit into this spot, this spot, this spot, this spot, or either this spot on the side, and there's one other spot in the opposite side for the weapon. Now the problem with where you have them placed sometimes, I mean this is the official placement shown in the instructions, which makes sense because you have this little cockpit here, or hatch I think's the term, where you can have a character popping out of and firing this thing, and the other ones you kind of assume are automated. But with this placement here, you can't remove the helicopter automatically. You have to pull both these out to get the helicopter out, which is something of a minor annoyance. Also, both the hatches on the front are removable. These are for your normal driver when your helicopter isn't in there. Not really sure why they have two spots for them, but I mean, anything that can hold additional figures is kind of cool. Though you really can't see the figures inside for display. Now both sides open up. You will notice that there are peg holes in there for your figures to stand. Other side opens as well. Interestingly enough, this side is closed, so there's really nothing in here besides the place where your figure can actually stand. The hatch, which pops open, it can fit a figure to stand there. I think it's just enough room for, yeah, I think it's just enough room for the hatch. In addition to that, if you move, let me just take this can thing off. Right. So that's one of the activations right there, but then I have to move this. But both portions pop open. So you can actually fit a bunch of other stuff here, but this doesn't connect to the side door. It looks like it has some like controls or something in there. So kind of cool for theme, although I don't know why something like that would pop up. The other side though, when it pops open, it actually has seats for multiple figures and it opens up to the side, so you could have the figures displayed like they're getting in to actually sit down, and there are 3 seats there, so it does work as a troop carrier. Of course, the bigger gimmick here is the fact that the helicopter comes out. I can't remember if you need to push it or not, but there it goes. Now when it comes out, the wings pop out on the side, and the wings can also support the weapons. You can toss this underneath here or on top of it to get the effect of, hey, it's got multiple missile launchers on it, which is a cool touch. I think it can also be done underneath. At least the display looked like it was underneath. Of course, you can also attach these other 2 weapons to it, but obviously the gun turret here isn't going to look right because nobody's going to be standing off the wing to use it. And the other one is kind of bulky, but this thing pops up, the rotors, and then it flips out, so there it goes. And it actually has a spinning motion. Now there's one other piece here. Let me find it.